sex-positive, intersectional, empirically based knowledge about sexuality. She now works as an adjunct professor, guest lecturer, writer, and consultant. The Sex with Timmerie podcast has been named one of the top sex podcasts by Daily Dot, BuzzFeed, and iTunes. Her weekly column, Timmerie's Body, appears in Philadelphia Weekly and Philly Now, and her sexuality advice column runs twice monthly at Philly.com. Please welcome Dr. Timmerie.
How y'all doing? I'm so excited to be here for a number of reasons, not the least of which is that this march, and I go to a fair number of marches, but this one has the best hair. Can we talk about that? I'm just really excited to be here. I've been a part of this every year in its previous incarnations, and so I am super honored to get to be here today and talk about this. I'm going to be talking about consent as a baseline. I'm going to be talking about sex positivity and what that means and what it doesn't. Talk a little bit about intersectionality in sex-positive feminism, and then what we can do, practical shit that we can do. So I'm going to start out with like why? Why is there a rape culture? And we can skip ahead to the fact that there is one, obviously with this group, because we know about that. We know about catcalling as a daily thing. We know about, well, why did she get that drunk? We know about school dress codes that say that girls are objects and boys are mindless robots. We know about that. We can skip ahead and talk about why. There's a lot of reasons. It's not a single simple thing. We have to break down all the different components of it. It's because we're sold the idea that some bodies, women's bodies, brown bodies, disabled bodies, are not entitled to rights. That is the thing that is sold to us on a regular basis. We are told that sex is like baseball. It's an adversarial opposition, and you are supposed to overcome someone you are going against to round the bases to win. It's not a collaborative thing. We are treating sex as an adversarial game. And we don't value consent or autonomy. We say that we do, but we don't. And from the very beginning, we make it clear to kids that their bodies aren't theirs. For instance, while grandma probably is not a sexual predator, you shouldn't have to hug her if you don't want to. Because grandma's probably great. Grandma's probably awesome. But just because she loves you, and just because she bought you shit, and just because it would make her happy, doesn't mean you have to touch her, or that she gets to touch you. And when you tell kids from the jump that that is not their choice to make, why would we be surprised when those same arguments work later? So if we were really about consent, from the very beginning we would teach people that their bodies are theirs, and without question. So as to sex positivity, I identify as a sex-positive feminist, and sex positivity is simply the notion, the radical notion, that bodies are good, that sex is good, that pleasure is valuable. It doesn't mean that you have to bang everybody, or all of the time, or at all. It's up to you. What matters is that the choice is yours. And whatever your choice is, I support you. I have no judgment for it, and I support you. So as long as everyone involved can and does consent, I support your choices. Sex positivity means that my sexuality is not a source of shame. You can't use it against me. It is a beautiful means of expressing who I am, how I feel, and how I feel about other people. It is fun. And sexuality is a source of power and strength. And patriarchy, and white supremacy, and religion, and all sources of oppression throughout history have seen this, and therefore used it against us. Because if you can tell someone what they can do with their body, including alone at night under the sheets, there's literally nothing they can't tell you to do. So we are here to reclaim this, to say that our bodies are ours, that our sexuality is ours, and it is good. I love you guys. So this means that we can go wherever we want. We can wear whatever we want. We can love whoever we want. And they're not in charge of it. We don't need their approval, and their opinion doesn't affect it. And sex-positive feminism is important to me, but it is not perfect. It is a constantly evolving thing, and that is why we are all working on it together. It is expanding every day. And so we need to make it clear to all people that their autonomy and their consent matters. All people. Not just white women, not just women, not just straight people, etc. Everybody. So that means not only including a diversity of voices and having chairs at the table, but actually going to people's houses, knocking on the door, and being like, what is your experience? We want to hear from you. And that I would like to inspire all of you to be as intersectional as possible in where you get your information and signal boosting the voices that are different than your own. And that's one practical solution. So is signal boosting, including more diverse voices. It also has to do with supporting independent media that shares your values. We have a bunch of blockbuster films that are all rehashes of previous stories because that's what people pay for. So vote with your dollars, support the media that you want to see more of. Create your own media. Get your own voice out there. Support other people who do the same. In your personal life, value consent. Yours and other people's. Your comfort matters. As does everyone else's, as do children's, as I mentioned before. Value your body. It is a radical act to love your body in a world that is insistent that it's not okay. They want to tell you that it's sinful. They want to tell you that their products will fix it. The radical thing to do is say, nah, I love it as is, and I'll do with it what I want. Another thing we can do is talk back. So when we hear examples of rape culture, when we hear those jokes, when we hear people casually discussing what someone should have done to avoid being victimized, we talk back. We don't let that stuff just go without comment. We talk back. We talk back in the street. We talk back online. We talk back to our friends and families when they say that sort of stuff. And finally, what you're already doing, and I applaud you all, and your awesome hair, is to get involved. So we're here today, but this is year-round. So all of the organizations that are part of this march today, support them 365. Now more than ever, we need to support the organizations that support us. We walk past Planned Parenthood. Now's as good a time as any to volunteer there. Now's as good a time as any to support Take Back the Night. Now's as good a time as any to support Project Safe. Every single one of these, they need you year-round, not just today. So you are awesome for being here today. Let's keep this momentum up. Thank you so much for your time and allowing me to be up here and part of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Timmerie. Okay, so just to give you an idea of what's going on, we're going to have a few more speakers, and then we're going to have a dance performance and live music, which is the first time we're ever doing that at this event, so please stick around after the speakers. And let's talk about our next speaker. Tara Murtha is a Philadelphia-based journalist who frequently focuses on subjects marginalized as women's issues in a society that still doesn't consider the rampant discrimination of and violence against women and girls as a fundamental equality issue. She is a fellow at the Dart Center for Journalism and Trauma at Columbia University and is currently the Associate Director of Strategic Communications at the Women's Law Project, the only legal organization in Pennsylvania devoted to advancing the rights of women and girls. Please welcome Tara Murtha.